Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, the 27th. Um, this morning's little vlog is going to be a mixed bag of nuts. And the reason why I say that is because of things that have been going on that I did not know about since Sunday. Well, it happened on Sunday, and it's just progressively getting more out of hand, I guess you'd say. And this has nothing to do with my channel or the things I've been talking about. It had to do with Jerry Ann. Jerry Ann on Sunday did a video called Priorities. Now, I watched the video and then I started reading the comments to figure out what was going on. And then I realized what was going on. There are two specific trolls who are trying to cause trouble. And I got on there and I wrote rebuttals and explanations and tried to get things ironed out. Well, these particular two people decided to make it worse, which on my best behalf was trying not to get irate. Well, these particular two people pushed my buttons and I got irate. And, well, I have their names down, and I'm going to help Jerry Ann deal with them without words. Now, I'm not going to say who they are. I'm not going to go back on there and reassert or attack them or any of that kind of stuff. But I'm going to make it known to Jerry that these two particular people are the ones who are stirring the pot. Now, one particular one, which only made one comment, and it wasn't just a comment, it was a book, basically, which started these two on their pot stirring. And I don't care the fact that they belittled me or attempted to belittle me after my comments. That's fine. It don't affect me. I just kind of go, you don't know me. But to belittle my wife or attack her in any way, shape, or form really pushes my buttons. And one of the reasons why I try to stay out of her comments or stay off her channel is because when I see stuff like this, it draws forth a part of me that I don't like seeing. I don't want to show it. But it's that part of me that just wants to basically rip apart that which harms my family. And it's a part of me that gets out of control. Jay and I both know our weaknesses. We also know our strengths. I am trying to build up certain strengths that were weaknesses so they're not weaknesses no more. Jay is trying to do the same thing. Now, these two people, I went online, I checked them out. They have no content of their own. They only have content that they've saved from other people. They don't have personal channels. They don't have any information on the net or on YouTube about themselves. And they try to get upset and basically tell me, sorry, this blanket behind me is starting to irritate me. They try to tell me that just because they don't have personal information out there or they're not a YouTuber, they're just a subscriber, that you know, they can do whatever they want. No, because if you're going to call me out and basically tell me I have no balls or anything like that, and you don't have the gall to basically put yourself out on YouTube, well then do us a favor. Just sit there and watch and shut up. Because if you're going to be negative to other people, you should be putting stuff out there so those people can be negative back to you or view your whatever you want to put out there. I'm not saying that you don't have the right to make comments. What I'm saying is, if you're going to be making comments, you better be able to put something out on there so other people can either see where you're coming from and watch your videos and make their comments. If you can't do if you're not doing that, I don't see where you get off, because it just it is just downright rude and ignorant. No, don't use that word. People seem to get mad at that word. That's just wrong. I'm sorry. If you're going to judge other people for what you see or what you hear or what you think you see or hear, or you just judging them because of the way they look or the way they sound, and you don't put yourself out there so people can see what you look like or sound like or what your reviews are on your personal space, then don't put it on somebody else's personal space. I'm wondering how many times these two people have been either blocked or removed or been reported for their comments or their belligerence or however you want to put it. Now, if Jerry decides not to hide these people's comments and whatnot or whatever she wants to do, and these people continue to do what they're doing, or they come over to this channel and start doing the same thing, well, I already know what I'm going to do if they come over to my channel. Since I've got their names written down, I've got this nice little list of names of people that I found on her channel that are just, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't know what they're I don't know where they get off. I said it before and I'll say it again. Jerry Ann and I do not just blurt stuff out, whether it's personal views. Well, personal views, that's personal views. We can do whatever we want with those. But if it has to do with politics, religion, science, whatever the subject is, it's not a personal subject, we research this stuff. I mean, I don't have all my books out here. I mean, I have them in drawers. I have them, boxes in my storage closet. I have materials I'm reading right now. Granted, a lot of those materials up there on my shelf, except for 5 books, 6 books. I have 6 different books that are on history and I don't want to say New Age because I hate that word, but Native American. We'll leave it at that. So I have like 6 books that are either of historical value or of educational value. Education as in if you want to learn about Native American medicine and whatnot. Then I have my Bible and all my reference books for the Bible. And then, if I don't have the book, I go online. I don't know how many times I ran out of ink trying to print up information from online for me to read without having to worry about being online. I think in the last year, I'm just going to say within the last year, I have probably bought 200 or more dollars worth of printer cartridges for my printer and tack on the paper. So I've probably spent close to $400 and materials for printing research information. And some of that information was like cooking, Vikings, Norway, Scandinavia. You know, excuse me, my side kind of pinched off there for a second. So, and then Jerry does the same thing. She might not print out as much information as I do, but she reads, she goes online and does her research and whatnot. So, we don't just talk out of a rumpus, and then we both, when we do talk about whatever it is we're talking about, it's from the heart. It's not a script. No, this is not a script. This is my people that need to be dealt with page. When we talk about stuff, it's not just some reiterated or re-spoken information that you can go look at online. We take our information to heart, and we use our heart to talk about it. Now, I've said this before. Somebody thought it was from the Bible. No, it's not. It's from my own belief. Yeah, I might have read a lot of stuff and it might sound biblical, but it's not. And what I basically said to somebody on her chat was, listen with your heart, not with your ears. See with your heart, not your eyes. Those who see with just eye and ear are blinded by blinded by. No, not blinded by, just blinded. I've told people before, take the blinders off, take the earmuffs off, listen to everything and see everything, take it to heart, and let your heart help you decide from what is real and what is not, because there's so much stuff out there. Multimedia, the news, there is so much stuff out there from various sources that don't take in all the information. I mean, take for instance, a blind man. How does a blind man tell the difference between a good person and a bad person when they can't see what the person looks like? They can only hear, feel, smell, and taste. They don't have their eyes. They are blinded from birth. They learn over the years of how to tell the difference between a good person and a bad person. How? I couldn't tell you. I'm not blind. Same for a deaf, somebody who can't hear. How does a person who cannot hear tell the difference between a good person or not? Granted, they have their eyes, but their eyes can be deceiving. He can be standing in a room and there is a black man, a white man, a Hispanic man, and an Asian man. One of them's got tattoos. One of them has his head shaved. The other one just is thin. And another one could be fat. How does he know which one is going to be the bad one and which one's going to be the good one? You can't tell me that the person with tattoos is bad, because I know plenty of people who have tattoos and they are very good people. You can have a room full of people with different creeds, cultures, religious backgrounds, color, size, tattoo, non-tattoo, colored hair, non-colored hair, mohawks, long hair. There are so many different varieties of types of people by look that it can boggle the mind of trying to decide by look alone who's going to be good and who's going to be bad. Heck, the person in a three-piece suit that looks like he should be a CEO or a preacher could actually be the dark side, the bad one, while the kid next to him with a multicolored mohawk, leather jacket, spikes on the jacket, spiked bracelet, chains hanging off of his belt, and tattoo from head to toe, and that might be the good person, the light person, however you want to describe them in their good or bad type nature. We don't know who's who until we deal with that person. A blind man has to literally trust a walking stick and a guide dog to get around. But when it comes to dealing with the people, yeah, the dog might not be able to sense the difference between a good or bad and give some kind of hint to what the dog senses, and the blind man has to rely on the dog. What if he doesn't have a dog? What if his medical insurance or whatnot, he can't afford a guide dog? He has to rely on a cane and his other senses. You know, he can't tell who's good or bad because he can't see them to make a judgment call. And that's the problem with a lot of people. They see something and instantaneously make a judgment call. I mean, people look at me when I'm not wearing my dentures and go, oh, he's some sort of hillbilly because of the fact that he's missing all his teeth, or he's got poor health, or he doesn't take care of himself because he doesn't have good hygiene, blah, blah, blah. No, that's what you see. You don't know my story. You don't know my medical history. You don't know my background. But you made a judgment call just by sight alone. How fair is that to anybody? How fair is that to me doing the same thing to you if you put out a video and I look at you and go, oh, she's got blonde hair, she must be dumb. Red hair, she must be a wild child. Brunette could fall in between. She's got chubby cheeks, she's slightly overweight. Whatever. I don't know you. I have not seen you. You've not put out a video, yet you can sit here and watch my videos and make judgment calls on me or my wife for what I say or what I do or what I look like. That's bumpkus. Because come to my house, sit in my living room, see how things really are in my house. Then maybe you can make a minor judgment call. But until you sit with me for enough time, and I don't mean a 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90-minute video. No. Come visit me. Stay with me for a week and then make a decision. Now, I'm not inviting you to come over. Well, I am, but I'm not. I am because of the fact that I love to have company. My wife loves company. We enjoy being host and hostess to people. We've thought about opening up a not a B&B, Airbnb. There we go. It's called an Airbnb, where you put on a website that you have one spare room for a guest. We had thought about doing this, and we don't know if we're ever going to be able to do it because my mom could live to be 90 for all I know. But we had thought about, if the house was ours and we had the 2-3 spare bedrooms, we can do an Airbnb, or during college, open up our house to 3 respectable college students. We thought about different things like that. Jerry loves hosting. Jerry loves cooking. We both love entertaining. But that's not here or there. Yesterday I had, after doing the comments and watching the video and whatnot, I got on here last night and I went into a rant because I was uptight. I was upset. I needed to get it off my chest. Now, that video may or may not ever see the light of day. I think I did it mostly just for myself to get it off my chest. I might have Jerry view it on my phone before I put it on YouTube. If I even do that, I might just go, no, I let it out, let it be, let the dog lie. Now, I know a lot of people will, if I put it on air, a lot of people will get mad about it, and a lot of people will, what's the word I'm thinking? Belittle? No, not belittle. Berate me for the fact that it is a very non-Christian, non-positive video. Like I said, let that little demon out for a little while. Let him air out his issues and put them back in the bottle. That's basically what I did. Uh, I said it before. I think I even showed a picture of something I had found it on Facebook, and it says, "There are three things in me: an angel, a madman, and a demon. Which one do you want to deal with?" And that's kind of true for me. It's I can be very upbeat, Christian, polite, positive type person, but I could also be that person who's just like, I wouldn't say in mad as in well, maybe insane. I don't know. Um, my neutral personality is what I'll call them. That neutral part of me, which can sway either side, the balancing between good and the gray area, as Jerry likes to call it, living in the gray, which is what I'm trying to do more and more of, more towards the positive side than the negative side. But the concept of a gray side was never a concept with me until Jerry Ann came into my life and she explained the difference of living in the gray. And I'm still not totally I still don't totally understand it. I guess day to day life, everyday life could be considered a gray area because it's just something that you do every day. It's I wouldn't say the mundane, but it's like my work life. That would be gray. Um, but then there's that little demon who comes out every so often that just like doesn't care, blurts out whatever he wants to blurt out. Don't focus on not hurting people's feelings or whatnot. Um, Basically telling people this is my opinion, and if you don't like it, go squat type attitude. So it's one of those things where it's like, I mean, I keep it in check for the most part, but some of those comments after that video just like really, I mean, no, 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 can't keep him down. He's clawing his way out. Got to let him out for a little bit. And some of the comments that came back after that was just like, really? Are you people that dafty? But yeah, I guess people can be dafty. So I guess this video is kind of my polite rant, not the overly negative, zealous, ready to pick a fight video that I did last night. Anyhow, now that I've aired that out in a more polite, positive manner, I'm going to talk about today. Now, granted, today is just starting. I'm just waking up. The plans for today is to basically get a lot of stuff done because yesterday was one of those days where I was, just didn't. I just couldn't get myself to get into what needs to be done. We did three. Yes, we did three Nordic Way foods yesterday. We had a breakfast. I'm trying to think what was for breakfast. Oh yes, the breakfast yesterday was basically eggs and what they called a almond butter sandwich as like on the side for the eggs. It called for fried eggs. I'm not a big fan of fried eggs. I keep on telling myself I need to try them. I made fried eggs for Jerry and I made scrambled eggs for me and Mom. Then lunch was food. I forgot. Oh, lunch we took the leftover meatballs from the one meal that we made a couple days ago, and made It was supposed to be a sandwich that was supposed to be, Dijon mustard ham and cottage cheese inside of a pita pocket. Instead, what I had was, or actually Jerry had it too because it was a whole wheat pita pocket, is we took the leftover meatballs and we heated them up, just threw them in the microwave for a second or two to warm them up, cut them in half, stuffed them in a pita pocket with a dressing that was designed for the meatballs. It was cottage cheese, honey, and olive oil. And you're supposed to blend that up really good and then drizzle it over the meatballs. And then we stuffed romaine lettuce on top of those and basically ate it like that. And then we had, because I get done drinking my tea and I cough. Then we had, for dinner, it was, basically it was, we didn't have fennel bulb, so we didn't use fennel bulb, but it was supposed to be fennel, red onion, and pear, quartered or sliced, wedged, however you want to put it. Put on a parchment paper, baked it at 350 for 10 minutes, and then took a pork loin roast, cut little pockets in there, and stuffed it with cheese and sage. Browned it or seared it on all four sides on the stove, and then put that on top of the vegetable and pear mixture, and put it back in the oven for another 15 plus minutes, however long it takes to thoroughly cook a pork loin. And then for the greens, it was supposed to be arugula. Now, one step I left out was when you go to put the pear and vegetable into the oven, it's supposed to drizzle balsamic vinegar on top of that, and then cook it in the roast, and then, or the pork loin, not roast. And then the arugula, which is supposed to be like a side salad or a side dish, you drizzle more balsamic vinegar on that, and then once it's all done, slice up the pork. Bon appetit, dinner's done. Today's breakfast is going to be egg with crisp bread and cottage cheese. Lunch is going to be what they call a two bread sandwich. And basically what it is, I think I've done this before, is you take one slice of bread, it's supposed to be rye, smear some Dijon mustard on that, and then the other piece is supposed to be like either sourdough or pumpernickel or some other bread like of that nature, and smear hummus on top of that, and then put the two pieces of bread together, and boom, you got your two bread sandwich. And dinner is going to be chicken. I don't remember the recipe for it because it's a new recipe that we've never tried before, so we're going to... No, I did do that recipe. It's chicken with whole grain rice. In the rice is supposed to be almonds and grape. And then the other side is supposed to be sliced or quartered pear with honey and pecorino romano. Honey is supposed to be drizzled over the pecorino romano and pear. So I've had this dish before, I just forgot what it was for a second. So that's what dinner's going to be. Anyhow, I have a long day ahead of me. I have a lot of things to be done. I am looking forward to doing everything. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But before I do sign off, there is going to be a chance of doing a live stream. I don't know if we're going to do it on my channel or her channel, but there's going to be a live stream. I think we're going to do her channel. We haven't really discussed that, but there's going to be a good chance that one of us is going to have a live session tonight. So, until then, have a good day. Enjoy. Bye.